What's that?
An egg.
A square egg?
Remember when a pig could watch television better than most people? When a New York lawyer thought wearing a three-piece suit to milk cows made perfect sense? Green Acres wasn't just another sitcom. For 6 years, it was the most wonderfully weird show on television. But here's what most fans never knew. The show almost had completely different stars. Arnold the pig wasn't supposed to be the breakout character. And there's a dark rumor about what happened to Arnold after the final episode that haunted the cast for decades. I'm going to reveal 15 facts about Green Acres. That'll change how you remember this classic show. And stick around for fact number 12, because it explains why CBS suddenly canceled one of their most popular programs, along with every other show that had a tree in it. But first, if you love classic TV nostalgia like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our deep dives into television history. Let's head out to Hooterville. Green Acres premiered on September 15th, 1965, and it was unlike anything else on television. The premise was simple. Oliver Wendell Douglas, a successful Manhattan attorney, drags his glamorous Hungarian wife, Lisa, to a rundown farm in the middle of nowhere to live his dream of being a farmer. She wanted Park Avenue, he wanted fresh air and farm living. And America couldn't get enough of watching them argue about it in the theme song every single week. Fact 1. It started as a radio show. Here's something that'll surprise you. Green Acres didn't start on television at all. Back in the summer of 1950, 15 years before the TV show, there was a radio program called Granby's Green Acres. It only lasted 7 weeks, but it had the same basic idea. A city banker moves to a farm and has no clue what he's doing. The creator, Jay Sommers, held on to that concept for over a decade. And here's the kicker. He based it on his own childhood. Sommers said in a 1965 interview, "I got the idea from my stepfather when I was a kid. He wanted a farm in the worst way, and he finally got one. I remember having to hoe potatoes. I hated it." That resentment became comedy gold, because Sommers understood something crucial. The gap between the dream of farm life and the reality of it is hilarious. Fact 2. Eddie Albert wasn't the first choice. You can't imagine anyone but Eddie Albert as Oliver Douglas, right? That earnest face, that unwavering optimism about farming despite constant disasters. Well, CBS didn't see it that way at first. The network originally wanted Donna Meche for the role. Amesh was a bigger name at the time, a radio legend and respected film actor, but he turned it down. And Ava Gabor? She wasn't the first choice either. Actresses Marsha Hunt and Janet Blair both did screen tests for Lisa Douglas. But CBS had serious doubts about Eva. The network executives were worried. They told producer Paul Henning that Eva's thick Hungarian accent would confuse American audiences. Henning fought for her anyway. He believed that accent, and Eva's natural elegance mixed with comedic timing, was exactly what the show needed. He was right. That accent became one of the most beloved parts of the show. Fact 3. Eva Gabor almost said no. Here's something that'll blow your mind. Eva Gabor, who became synonymous with Lisa Douglas, almost turned down the part completely. By 1965, Ava had already built a respectable career. She'd been in films like The Last Time I Saw Paris. She was worried that playing a ditzy socialite on a farm sitcom might be too silly, that it would hurt her reputation as a serious actress. Her husband at the time convinced her to take the role. He told her it had real potential and that she should lean into the comedy while keeping her natural Hungarian accent. That decision changed her life. The role made Eva more famous than her sisters. Yes, even more famous than Zsa Zsa Gabor. Fact 4. Eddie Albert was a real environmentalist. You know how Oliver Douglas was always going on about the beauty of farm life and nature? Well, Eddie Albert wasn't just acting. Albert was a serious environmentalist, way ahead of his time. During the show's run, he became one of Hollywood's most vocal advocates for conservation. He spoke out against pollution and warned people about the dangers of pesticides like DDT. But here's the really cool part. At his home in Pacific Palisades, Albert actually lived the dream his character talked about. He grew organic vegetables in a greenhouse. He even planted a cornfield in his front yard. Albert took his environmental beliefs so seriously that he once asked Eva Gabor to stop wearing her elaborate feathered costumes on camera. Fact 5. The Feather Incident. This story is priceless. Eddie Albert, the environmentalist, politely asked Eva if she could avoid wearing outfits covered in feathers while filming. Eva protested. She loved those outfits. They were beautiful and glamorous. Albert explained, "I don't want female fans copying your style and causing more birds to die." Eva looked at him and said, completely seriously, "Eddie, feathers don't come from birds." Albert was confused. "Where do you think they come from?" Eva replied, "Darling, pillows, feathers come from pillows." Albert later said, "She swears that she was not teasing me." Eva genuinely didn't know that feathers came from birds. That's the kind of innocent charm she brought to Lisa Douglas. Fact 6. Mr. Haney was based on Elvis's manager. Mr. Haney, that oily, dishonest salesman who was always trying to swindle Oliver, wasn't just a made-up character. Actor Pat Buttram revealed years later that he based Haney on someone very specific, Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis Presley's manager. Buttram had met Parker on the set of the Elvis movie Roustabout in 1964, just a year before Green Acres started. Parker left quite an impression, and not necessarily a good one. Think about it. Parker wasn't actually a colonel. That was just an honorary title he used. Before managing Elvis, he worked carnival circuits, selling everything from dancing chickens to phony souvenirs. He was a hustler through and through. Buttram took Parker's mannerisms, his relentless pitchman energy, and that hard-to-place accent, and created Mr. Haney. Fact 7. There was no improvising, ever. Green Acres looked loose and spontaneous, right? All that absurd humor and quick banter. You'd think the actors were making it up as they went along. Wrong. Eddie Albert said in an interview, "There was no time to improvise on that program. It was so well written, it would be impossible to improve on it. We never changed a word, not one word. The scripts were written with such precise timing and wordplay that changing even a single line could throw off the entire rhythm. The jokes only worked if every line hit exactly where it was supposed to. There was one tiny exception. Eva Gabor's accent sometimes produced accidental gems. The writers loved these moments so much, they'd write them into future scripts." Fact 8. Arnold the Pig was a star. Arnold Ziffel wasn't just a pig, he was the pig. He watched TV, went to school, and somehow understood English better than most of the human characters. Fred and Doris Ziffel treated Arnold like their son. They discussed his report cards, his hobbies, even his acting career. And the whole town of Hooterville just accepted it. Everyone except Oliver, who kept insisting he's a pig, and getting absolutely nowhere with that argument. Arnold won 3 Patsy Awards. That's the animal version of an Oscar. He was one of television's greatest four-legged performers. But there's a disturbing rumor about what happened to Arnold after the show ended. Fact 9. The Arnold Rumor. According to legend, when Green Acres wrapped in 1971, the cast threw a Luo-themed wrap party, and Arnold ended up as the main course. Yeah. The rumor was that they cooked and ate Arnold the pig at the final party. For years, fans were horrified. How could they do that to Arnold? Here's the truth. It never happened. It was completely false. The rumor started as a prank. Actor Tom Lester, who played Eb Dawson, got tired of fans constantly asking what happened to Arnold. So one day, he jokingly told a reporter they'd roasted him at the wrap party. Lester thought he was being funny, but fans didn't laugh. The rumor spread like wildfire. The truth is much sweeter. Several pigs played Arnold over the years, and they were treated with genuine care. The most famous Arnold belonged to legendary animal trainer Frank Inn, who absolutely adored that pig. When Inn died years later, they buried Arnold's ashes with him. That's the real story. Not a luau, but love. Fact 10. The theme song was groundbreaking. Green Acres is the place to be. You can hear it in your head right now, can't you? That theme song, written by Vic Mizzy, did something almost no sitcom had done before. The stars sang it themselves. Eddie Albert and Eva Gabor performed their own theme song. Most TV themes were sung by anonymous studio singers who cashed a check and went home. But Green Acres was different. The theme wasn't just a catchy tune, it was a full marital argument set to music. Oliver singing about farm living, Lisa purring about Times Square. You got the entire conflict of the show before the episode even started. And here's the kicker. They reportedly nailed it in one take. Fact 11. Hooterville's location is a mystery. Here's a fun one. Nobody knows where Hooterville actually is. The show dropped contradictory clues constantly. Mr. Haney once said it was about 300 miles from Chicago, but the accents were all over the place. Some Southern, some Midwestern, Eva's Hungarian. The producers kept it deliberately vague. Hooterville was nowhere and everywhere, a place that didn't have to follow the rules of real geography or real logic. Fact 12. The rural purge. Now we get to the big one, the reason Green Acres ended. And it had nothing to do with ratings. In its final season, 1970-71, Green Acres ranked 34th out of 96 shows. It was still winning its time slot. By every normal metric, it should have kept going. But CBS executives decided they needed to chase a younger, more urban audience. So they started clearing out anything that looked even remotely country. In one sweeping season, CBS canceled Green Acres, The Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction, Hee Haw, Mayberry RFD, and even Lassie. Pat Buttram, who played Mr. Haney, said it best, CBS canceled everything with a tree, including Lassie. It became known as the Rural Purge. The network filled those slots with shows like All in the Family and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Groundbreaking hits that ushered in a new era of television. But it left plenty of fans wondering why their favorites vanished without warning. Green Acres didn't fail. It was sacrificed for a new vision of what TV should be. Fact 13. The cast stayed close. Here's something heartwarming. Eddie Albert and Eva Gabor weren't just co-stars. They were genuinely close friends off-screen. That chemistry you saw between Oliver and Lisa, it was real. When Eva passed away in 1995, Eddie took her death extremely hard. They'd worked together for years and remained friends long after the show ended. Fact 14. There was a reunion movie. In 1990, nearly 20 years after the show ended, CBS brought the gang back together for Return to Green Acres. Oliver and Lisa had moved back to New York, but they were miserable. Meanwhile, Hooterville was in trouble. A greedy developer was trying to destroy the town. The residents traveled to New York to beg Oliver and Lisa to come back and save them. The movie flipped the original premise. Instead of Oliver dragging Lisa to the farm, they both realized Hooterville was their true home and chose to stay. Fact 15. The show found new life in the 90s. Here's the last thing you need to know. In the 1990s, Nick at Night brought Green Acres back and advertised it with a brilliant tagline. It's not stupid, it's surrealism. Eddie Albert agreed. He told People magazine, "A professor once told me students see it as surrealistic. The comedy is like Pickwick Papers or Gulliver's Travels or Voltaire. It's so far out that it becomes truth, deep truth." What looked like silly farm comedy was actually something smarter. It was satire wrapped in absurdity, and a whole new generation discovered it. So there you have it, 15 facts about Green Acres that prove this show was way more interesting behind the scenes than most people realize. From Eva Gabor thinking feathers came from pillows, to Arnold the pig winning awards, to the entire show getting axed because CBS wanted to cut down every tree on television. Green Acres was never just another sitcom. It was a show about the gap between dreams and reality. About a marriage that worked despite two people wanting completely different things. And about a town where a pig could be valedictorian and nobody thought that was weird. Now I want to hear from you. What's your favorite Green Acres moment? Did you watch it when it first aired, or did you discover it in reruns? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed learning these facts, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more classic TV deep dives coming your way. And share this video with someone who remembers watching Green Acres. They'll love these behind-the-scenes stories.